Who am I? I keep asking myself that question. Am I one of the star students, always keeping his prudence, keeping his grades up, meeting expectations? Am I the guy liked by everybody, finding my passion and being the lifeblood of the party? Am I a man marked by passion, fashioned to single-handedly chase after my heart's desires? Am I the guy who grew up in Wellington, a big town trying to pass itself off as a small village, raised by my family to carry the past generation's legacy of strength and valor? This question haunts me. Being dauntingly deep, I couldn't find a shovel big enough to dig through the onion layers of my identity. So like a big green ogre, I laid down and looked up at the stars. The heavens declare the glory of God, and the sky above proclaims his handiwork. Am I his work? The God who poured the foundations of this earth, using his finger as a measuring tape, he measured away, forcing bedrock to stay, making light to be day, and moving mountains whenever he'd say. In the dance of creation, he led so perfectly even Mars could keep up with its 2 left moons. He twirled the galaxy's hand and took 2 steps with the sun, making it blush so hard it hasn't stopped. He propped up Saturn's ring as a reflection of the one he'd give his future bride, so who am I? He boiled the sea, and just to make sure it was cool enough, he added a little bit of iceberg lettuce. Never forget that he peppers the world with snow, letting us know that he's still in control of the spinning of the world and the ocean's flow. He walled in the pits of hell, saying, "Here and no further, I'll protect my bride by transferring your murder onto the back of my son. He'll take her offenses, and with them he'll die. So who am I? That he'd do that for me. I've never been right. I never could be. Every chance I had to make much of his name, I spent messing it up and living in the shameful realization that I'll never measure up. No matter how hard I tried, I cheated, I stole, I pretended, and I lied. I knew you'd be messy," he said to me. "I knew that you'd trip, and I knew that you'd fall, and I knew that you'd wonder how I'd love you at all. But I have something to tell you. When I sent my son to that cross, he died for you, despite you. Because while I was making the oceans and scattering the stars, that was my practice. You are my art. You ask yourself who you are, but your question is wrong. Find out who I am. That's been the question all along." At that moment, I knew what I should be doing. Praising. Because if I'm correct, that's what they call grace. Amazing. Thank you.